Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Time for another hard rock and heavy metal update. Um, got a couple of bootlegs in. A few bootlegs here. First up, we got Black Sabbath live in Brussels, 1970. This is another one on Vern Records. This has become probably my favorite of the bootleg labels. Really killer show from 1970. Sounds really good. This is a great sounding one if you're looking for some nice Black Sabbath boots. Really good. I actually have one from the same tour from October. That's on Coda. I think it sounds like absolute garbage. So Vern is doing a good job of sourcing the stuff that they're releasing, but this one's killer. And all their early songs. So loving that. Also, this is 1975 Kiss live in Wonderland, January 1975. This one doesn't sound as good. This is probably the worst sounding of the Vern pressings that I've gotten, but it still sounds pretty good. I would say it's a 6 out of 10 sound wise. Great set list though. I like these early set lists, 73 to 75, 76, right around there, are pretty much my favorite live shows that I like to get from Kiss. But there you go. Speaking of Kiss, they just announced the tour dates for the final span. They had to reschedule everything. And tickets have gone on sale. I recommend going and buying them now. People do still have the pandemic in mind, and they're selling for cheap. I got really killer tickets for a couple $100 a piece. And when I tried to get tickets last year, or 2 years ago, for the same show that was rescheduled because of the pandemic, seats in that same area were going for like $800 or $900. So if you want to see Kiss this one last time, if this is the one last time, I do recommend jumping on there and buying tickets now. They just went on sale like a week ago. So next up, some Iron Maiden. I've been listening to a lot of Iron Maiden. I don't know if you guys can see the gaps kind of forming in my collection. As I said, I've already gone through and gotten rid of all the junk that was in there, just beat up records and stuff I had 5 or 6 copies of. Now I'm going through and kind of doing an in-depth. Some of the stuff that I wasn't sure about, but I'm going through getting everything reorganized. I had a huge inbox. So what's happening? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 7 of these cubes were basically my inbox stuff that I had bought over the last few years. I hadn't listened to. A lot of that was Iron Maiden, a lot of bootlegs and stuff like that. So I've been listening to. Actually, if you'll notice my last few videos, most of them are in an alphabet range. So a lot of this is I, J, and K, because Iron Maiden, Judas Priest here. There's some other ones too, a couple of Kisses, but a lot of that's because I'm going through stuff in alphabetical order. Anyway, next up, this one is kind of cool. I remember this one about a year ago. There were 2 of them. I need to find the other one, but this is the Fugitive. This is a boot, but what this is instead of just soundboard recordings, this is actually B-sides from some of their singles over the years. It's all CD quality, so it's all good sounding quality music, and it's really cool that they put all this stuff together. Definitely worth picking up. It's not the best pressing. It's a little bit of noise in the pressing, but not bad enough that I would say not to get it. So if you're looking for all those live B-sides in one place, this is a good spot to get those. Next up, this blew me away. So I didn't buy this when it first came out, just because this has always been probably my least favorite Judas Priest record. This 30th anniversary that they did, the Turbo 30, man, one of my issues with it, other than the fact that they had synth in there, which I wish they would just drop all the synth and release it without that. But the production was terrible. And whoever remastered this did a phenomenal job. This album sounds so good now. It really gave new life to this album. And I say it's one of my least favorites. I've always liked the album, but compared to the other, I love Judas Priest, and I love almost every one of their albums. And this one was just good for me. I'd still pull it out every couple years and give it a spin. I literally spun this 6 or 7 times. Like I said, I was just blown away by how good they did remastering this. But this is Turbo 30. I really like the new album art too. So there you go. Maybe we'll get a Ram It Down, and maybe I'll start liking that. I doubt it, but you know, you never know. I didn't expect to like this one as much as I did. Next up, this is one I just got about a week ago. Over the next few weeks, as I spin the stuff, you'll see a lot of German pressings. One of my local stores got a bunch of German stuff in, and so I grabbed, you know, 5 or 6 of the albums. This was the first one I got, and man, this thing is great. This is a Deep Purple Mark 1 and 2. It's a 2 LP comp. The first one is Mark 1. It's pretty much all songs from their debut and then from their third album, which was the Deep Purple self-titled, which is the first album where I really started to love Deep Purple. And then the second one is mostly in rock and Machine Head. Fantastic though. What I really like about this is there's some B-sides, including my all-time favorite song, When a Blind Man Cries, which was only a B-side before. So it's really cool that they added that to this comp. Really killer. Really, I definitely recommend grabbing a copy of this if you run across it. I think they could have done a little bit better album cover, but you know, it is what it is. Next up, I've been slowly grabbing all the 2014 pressings. They all sound phenomenal, but this is the 2014 pressing of Kiss Alive. Obviously, I've got an original pressing. I've got a Robert Ludwig pressing. I've gotten rid of all the rest of my pressings, though. I've got those 2, and then now I've got this one. Just, like I said, rounding out that collection. Next up, I had an original of this. I believe they did 3 of the Exodus albums. Was it last year they did these? 2019. I don't know why I bought this. I don't know if I forgot that I had it. And I have a super clean copy, too. But this is Pleasures of the Flesh. This is one of my favorite Exodus albums. Early era. I like their last couple albums, too. But I actually like this. Everybody talks about their debut. I like this album better than their debut. This is probably my favorite from that era. But unfortunately, and this was the repress that they did. I don't know if you can see it. It's all kind of, the picture, all of it's kind of fuzzy, which, you know, I've been talking about this a lot lately. A lot of these, and these are big labels. This was done by Dave Ellefson. He bought up the rights to Combat, so his what is it, EM, whatever the name of his label is, Combat falls under it. He's the one doing these Combat represses. These Exodus pressings were done at United, though, and it's just not great pressings. This is the yellow vinyl one. I'm not going to pull it out and show you. It's not that big a deal. It's just clear yellow vinyl. I haven't listened to the other Fabulous Disasters. Disaster. I got that too. I haven't spun that one yet. But then again, like I said, it's got the fuzzy artwork, which, I mean, this is out on vinyl. They could have literally taken it to a high res printer or copier and just copied it, and it would have came out looking beautiful. But you know, it just doesn't look that good, and it doesn't sound that good. United is the worst pressing plant in the world. When I got it, it was covered with dust and fingerprints. 2 spins through my cleaning machine, and it sounds better, but it's still it's still kind of a noisy pressing. For the price, I mean, they're 20-something bucks. I don't know what the originals are going for now. I might say spend the extra money on an original. Next up, so I don't know about this one either. The same thing. This was done by Dave Ellefson on the Combat label. They finally did a repress of the Forbidden albums. Somebody else did a repress a few years ago, and I wasn't able to get them. I'd like to get a hold of one of those just to see the sound quality, but you've got Forbidden Evil, their debut. I also got their second album over there. I love these albums. Same thing. These weren't done by United, though. These were done by GZ, and GZ usually has a little bit better quality. On the A side, the B side sounds fine. The A side, there's kind of a some kind of background noise. I don't know if it was a pressing issue or if something happened in the mastering, but there's a weird noise all through the B-side. Luckily, you only hear it during the time in between tracks. You know, this is a pretty heavy album. But for 20-something bucks, if you can get this before they sell out, because I think they did limited numbers of this one. I think this is the red. I think that's 200 of these. I think they did like 500 of another color and then like 1,000 of the black. So I would grab them while you can if you're interested. Somebody else did a pressing a couple years ago, though, so it may be worth grabbing that pressing as opposed to this one. And then last but not least, this is one I've been waiting for. These are already sold out. However, and same thing, man. I don't know if you guys can see it. How blurry and how fuzzy the Anthrax is on there. But Fistful of Metal. I have an original copy of this. This is one of my favorite Anthrax albums, and it's just beat the shit. I've played the shit out of it over the years. And I was really happy that they announced that they were repressing it. This one is the Newbery Comics limited pressing. They did 333 on this color, which is it looks cool. I do like the look of it. I don't get the pink though. Red would have made more sense because it would have matched the cover of the album as opposed to pink. And then they did 333 for a total of 666 of another color. I don't remember what the other color was. But like I said, they sold out in a couple of days. But I ordered this one, and then a couple days later they announced that they were repressing this. Whatever label just did the recent Anthrax represses. I'm trying to think who it was. Oh, let's see. BMG. So yeah, BMG, the same ones that did these represses, are repressing. I can't think of the name of it. Fistful of Metal, and that's supposed to be out, I believe, next month. So I thought this was going to come out at the same time as those. So I'm curious to see, because I had pre-ordered that as well, and I'm debating whether I want to cancel that pre-order or get that one too. But because I'm stupid and I'm a collector and I waste my money like that on I just got rid of multiple pressings, a lot of this stuff, and here I am ordering multiple pressings of stuff. But that's it, guys. I hope everybody's good. Take care. Have a great weekend. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.